What is resilience? When I ask people that, they often come back with the ability to get back up when you've been knocked down, which is very exhausting when you think about it in those terms. Resilience is actually a systems thinking term, and it means the capacity of the system to withstand and come back to normal shape when it has inputs and pressures on it. So how much capacity can the system withstand before it breaks down and changes in a completely different system? So an example of systems that have a lot of pressure on them and then are transformed completely, we can look at any of the feral animal invasions that have changed the landscape or the ecosystem for good. If you look at around the Alice Springs area, the buffalo grass that was brought in to feed the buffalo has taken over the environment there. And it has changed that environment forever. And the thing is about buffalo grass, it's highly flammable. So now fires, instead of being low, cool things that are managed well, can rip through that area in a hot, burning way that was unlike what it was when it had the natural grasses. So that's an example of a system that was invaded by a pressure and it couldn't contain it or withstand it, and it changed completely. So largely, we don't want our systems to go through that kind of metamorphosis. If we can, we want to manage our systems in a healthy way. So what are the systems about which I speak? May you well be asking. There are three systems that we look at, and they're all interconnected. The first resilient system is the individual human. The individual human has its own systems that we need to manage in order to be resilient. The obvious ones that spring to mind are our health, our sleep, our rest, our nutrition, our exercise. So how do we keep the resilience, the vigor of our physical being, as well as our mental and emotional health? And we'll dive into a little bit of detail in that in just a moment. So we have the human, and that forms the first building block of our ecosystem. The next building block is the business or enterprise or organization of which that human takes part. And there are aspects of the resiliency of the business that we need to look at to make sure that it stays healthy and capable to withstand pressures. And then that business sits within a larger community. And there are aspects of the community that need to be looked after and risks mitigated in order for it to be resilient. They're all interconnected. So we start our conversation about resilience with the individual human.